Hello, everybody, and welcome to Comics News Today. And we're going to be covering some really interesting news we have today. Of course, we'll also be talking about IndieCron as we usually do. But just keep in mind that we're very happy to have you all with us, and we have all our links down below. We'd love for you to guys go and check that out. And of course, our FanSpeak page, which is growing every day. I just went and added a couple new people today who joined, so thank you very much for doing that. Just keep in mind that my Twitter and Facebook links are down there. So go ahead and use those if you want to be on the show and be a guest up here because this is a fan speak show and we want to have your opinion as a fan, right? And of course, also if you want to be part of the drawn and quartered fan edition, which of course will be tomorrow and later, an hour after the show, we will be having at 10 p.m. Eastern Standard Time over on Blacklist Universe. We have Drawn and Quartered Pro Edition, and it will be interesting to see what they're doing because I love the Drawn and Quartered. That's a lot of fun. But thank you guys all for joining us here today, and let's have some fun together. Having some laughs at some odd news and maybe some surprising news as well. But let me go here and talk to those who are on the panel with me today. We have George coming back. How you doing, George?
Greetings, everyone. It's a pleasure to be here once again.
Oh, awesome, man. Nice to have you. See, you're sitting there drawing. It's always nice to have someone doing some art. We might actually have another artist come up in a little bit later and do the same thing you're doing, so that's cool. And of course, everybody, we are joined by the Denali Lama as usual. How you doing, man?
Aloha, how's everybody doing?
Mm. Well, I do know
I'm doing,
that's good to hear. I do
yeah.
know that I'm having a wonderful day, although it started at 5 a.m. in the morning and it won't end
Mm.
until oh, geez, 10 p.m. in the evening with all the things I have to do today. So it's one of them days for me for sure. Um, but that's the way it goes, being a busy person. But it is a beautiful, gorgeous sunny day, and I do apologize yesterday for not having Bugbear's Basement. We love doing Bugbear's Basement, and that's a lot of fun. But it's I had one of my band members' father passed away, and of course we go and support him with all those funeral things and various such. And thank you guys all for being understanding about that. And it's he was an older gentleman, so it wasn't like a young death or anything like that. But still, it's always shocking, and we want to support our friends and the community coming out. And it's also interesting for me as a foreigner because, I'm an American. I'm a New Englander, really. And we New Englanders have our ways of doing things, and particularly how we deal with death and funerals and stuff. It's a little bit different than some other areas. But being here in Japan, experiencing, which isn't my first time, but experiencing how they deal with death and how the process goes is very interesting because it's quite different than the way we do. But anyway, thank you guys all for understanding that. And but we're back. We're back 100%. And so let's go ahead and jump right into it, Denali. Let's start talking about the news we want because we've got quite a bit to cover today. Eric
All
Reed
right.
is in here, as is the homeless liberal. Hello to both of you. Homeless liberal says I have math soon. All right, so enjoy your math class. Christopher C. Hey, I saw you earlier this morning over on Pencil for Life's new Comics Wednesday show, which is a lot of fun. Math touches every part of life, so you have math always. It's true. Math is an important thing. But anyway, let me go over here and let's get into our news. We're going to start with this one here. I want to come up and share with the panel, of course, so they can see what's going on. And here we go. So
Mm, 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 mm,
let's start. Go ahead, Denali. Oh wow, why isn't that showing up?
mm.
That's weird. All right, hold on.
While you're fixing that, Christopher C says math touches every part of life, so you have to have math always.
True. All
And
right,
Dennis
now
says hi,
why
Dennis.
is that doing that? Oh, that's
Doo
why. Hold on a
doo.
second. I could fix that pretty easy by doing this. Okay. Sometimes we are stupid, especially when we're a boomer. Understand that. Respect that. Respect the boomer. And here's why you couldn't see it because I didn't move it over. Okay. I go ahead, dude.
Legendary Entertainment is developing a new Land of Oz series.
Okay. Now, how many Oz-like remakes and touches and adaptations have we seen over the past, I don't know, 70 years? Goodness gracious. A lot. And of course, here's
I
the
mean,
classic and the picture, which is maybe one of the most recognizable classic movies of all time. Actually, The Wizard of Oz. And they're developing.
right?
Now we had, of course, Eric Weathers, who is part of the Tales from Beyond the Gate group, is also has his own thing going on, which is a Wizard of Oz adaptation, right? So we've seen
Yep.
just in the comics, we've seen quite a bit as well. But Frank Baum's Land of Oz books, interesting. Um, uh, what exactly are they doing with this? What is the change that they are they doing here? The twist. Any idea, Denelli?
It's following
Those
the only
books,
thing I
which I
can
don't
think.
know.
Yeah, yeah. Basically, they're following the other books. I mean, there was a sequel with what's her name, who did the craft.
Return to
Um,
Oz. Yeah. This now
yeah, Return to Oz.
that is an underrated movie, by the way.
Right.
Yeah.
So what I'm assuming is that they're going to actually follow through, not just through the Wizard of Oz, but the actual books, because there are several other books in the series that never got really developed into the movie. And they always did the remake of the first one because everybody knows the story, but they don't follow the second one when she returns. And
Hmm.
the Scarecrow becomes the king, the lion becomes a guard, and the Tin Men rust some more.
He does, yeah. The
Yeah,
Homeless Liberal says the movie was extremely different from the books, so this might be closer to the source material. Well, yeah,
yeah,
they had a TV series, a couple of them actually, but there's one TV series, a quite ambitious one I felt, that did stick closer to the book actually. But I don't know, George. I think the question here isn't about this particular one, but the question is, why is it? Where's the allure? To people always want to make adaptations of The Wizard of Oz. What is it about that story that pulls so many people to want to tell their version of it? What do you think it is about that?
Well, first and foremost, when they make an adaptation of something that's in the public domain,
Hmm.
uh, it's more of a technical reason than a creative reason. The technical reason, it has a built-in brand recognition,
Sure.
which saves them quite a bit of effort in terms of marketing the works that they're going to create. And the second is somehow, some way, a creative in this company has come up with a catchy twist enough that they say, okay, let's invest some money into this. This
Hmm.
could be an M. Night Shyamalan type ending of a story.
Yeah. God.
It's no different than what Todd McFarlane did with his version of Oz in figurines, which
True.
was quite risque.
It was, yes, and of course that's McFarlane in general. But yeah, no, I get your point. I get the public domain thing. I understand that, but I think there are many things in public domain, but there's a few titles that keep coming back to us. Flash Gordon, for instance, The Wizard of Oz, definitely. I mean, if I think about how many adaptations have been made on the public domain, what's greater than The Wizard of Oz? Frankenstein, maybe. Bram Stoker's Dracula, maybe. But this is easily in the top five of public domain stories that just gets abused by being made so many times. It's just my question was more esoteric, meaning what's the appeal of Oz
Oh,
that you know.
well, the appeal would be quite simple. A girl kills a woman for her shoes, and another woman's after them.
I guess.
In a humorous sense, but in a broad traditional sense, the Wizard of Oz represents the the growing up of Dorothy, being able to quite literally step out of the house, step across the street, and venture into the undiscovered country, and
Mm,
at the same time, um, also longing for home. So she's looking towards the future, but she's also looking to have an anchor for home, which is a lot, which is very common theme in every child as they grow up and they want to, step away from the family, step away from the mom and dad, and get out there and make something for themselves. But they always keep looking back towards the home.
Yeah, there you go. That's a fair answer. And very interesting. I've seen many interesting adaptations, so maybe this will be interesting as well. Let me come back over here to the chat real quick and catch up. Cursive C says they are going to rub James Franco on everything. All right, dude, that was funny. That was funny. I'll take that.
Mm.
Brand recognition, yeah, of course. Kawhi Alai is here and says, "How is everybody? We are doing wonderful, Kawhi." We also have Nick W. and he says, "A Wrinkle in Time 2.0." Woof. Whew, that was a bad one. Jimmy Ortiz says, "Who twisted Chester's bobs? No one twisted my bobs unless I wanted them to. Okay, risque. What stream did I walk into? Goodness gracious. The Wizard Wears Prada. Interesting. Chris C says, it's a tale as old as time. Women fighting over shoes. True, dude. That's that. He boiled it down right there. I'll take that. Christopher wins.
Yeah,
I
that's a good
like
one.
that. Yeah, that was definitely okay. Anyway, let's move on here. Let's see. Do I want to do this one first, or do I want to do this one? Hmm. Okay, let's get these smaller ones done because I have something longer we're gonna have to deal with. So go ahead, Denelli.
Legendary Dune adds Ant-Man's and the Wasp actor David the much the Munchin as Peter de Vries,
Malchin.
the Malch the
Dust
Smalchin.
Malchin.
Das Malchin.
Dustin Malchin.
Right.
It's a cool name, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't know who this now legendary. This article makes it look weird, different than it is. Legendary is the company, by the way.
Right.
This guy is not legendary because I've never heard of him before. But he's Ant-Man and Wasp. Is he a director or producer or something?
He was an actor there. He's more recognizable in The Dark Knight. Remember the scene with Two-Face, and he's holding the gun with that insane prisoner in a police suit,
Nope.
and he's trying to. You don't remember that scene?
He's a bit actor.
Yeah, he's a bit actor.
Cool. I don't know why we need to have that news, but whatever. I guess they were desperate for something to talk about. But
Right.
this Dune thing is definitely gearing up. They're naming actors left and right, and you know they're already working on some of this stuff. I'm sure. But Dune, man, interesting. But I guess he's been in a few really big movies, so maybe this dude's very good at what he does. Yeah. I like those bit
Yep.
actors, those kind of character actor type dudes you see all the time, but you don't know who they are. They're some of the best actors you'll ever find, actually. So cool. Yeah. Not much of a story here though, but more people being added to Dune next. Oh,
Okay.
what's this one?
Ghostbusters director Jason Reitman promised to hand the movie back to the fans.
Okay. Now, that's a bold statement. I hope it's an honest one, because he says I'm not making the Juno of Ghostbuster movies, says the filmmaker. I don't know what the Juno of Buster movies it means because I never watched Juno. So can someone help me out with that? What is? I know Juno was about some young pregnant girl or something like that. What's the reference here?
It was a touchy-feely chick flick.
Okay.
Right.
All right.
And he directed it.
Yeah, it's
Oh.
as simple as that.
All right, cool. All right. But it's not the Juno, so it's not a touchy-feely flick. It's just straight up Ghostbusters. Yeah, no.
Right.
Okay, cool. I hope what he's saying is honest because I think it's really hard to catch lightning in a bottle twice, right? It really is. I mean, Ghostbusters is just one of those films it's in anybody's top 10 list because it's one of the best movies ever made. It's odd, but it's true. Whereas the second one is actually a really good movie. The second Ghostbusters is a really good movie, but it just pale in comparison, which is why a lot of people say I don't like it. But no, it's just not as good as all.
Well, the second movie is really a rehash of the first movie, with a swap in the different um, villain that does the same
Yeah,
purpose.
yeah,
It has
and
the same. It has the same beats. It has the
it
same
does.
beats.
It does.
So
And they
so,
did
so
capture it as well. You're right. Yeah.
yeah,
But I also another thing about the second Ghostbuster movie is they were really tying heavily into the cartoon, which was very popular at the time. There was a lot of that looked more like the cartoon, which I was watching at that time, than it did to the first movie. So that I think was another thing that kind of maybe put some of the older people off. But
yeah.
that's not the point. The point is it's really hard to make a Ghostbuster movie, and honestly, you're I think rather brave in trying, because this could easily backfire on you hard. But at least it sounds like they're trying to make the a Ghostbuster movie. But then again, the comment over here from Nick W is a very fair one, dude. He's making Junior Ghostbusters or Ghostbusters Junior. That's what it sounds like he's doing. Yep.
Right. And what he was saying in the article, and article is really talking about what he was talking about during the podcast with another host, was like he was talking about, for this teaser trailer, they're using the old techniques. They're using, basically everything original as much as possible.
Hmm. Hmm.
And all I could think of, I was getting flashback of J.J. Abrams saying the same thing. We're going to go back to puppetry. We're going to go back to what Star Wars was, etc., etc., etc. That's that same spiel. And I was getting, this sounds just like J.J. Abrams when he was selling Star Wars: The Force Awakens to the fans.
Yep.
After the prequels, and they sold it to Disney. And I'm like, you know what? As I last time I got hooked, and I was like, I followed it, and I wanted to see how it goes. But then at the end of the day, it's like it doesn't matter what techniques you use; it's how well you tell the story.
Yeah,
And
true.
if the story isn't good, and the people that you cast don't have a good chemistry, because if you have a good chemistry where you're engaged with the characters, you can forgive the story because you just want to see the characters act.
Yep.
And if you don't have any of those, you're not going to please the fans.
No, and JJ is really good at making things look pretty. He's just not good at short form storytelling. He needs long form, a la TV, to tell a story. Even then, he can't end a damn story. But no, JJ makes things look real pretty. And I hope this guy makes the Ghostbusters look real pretty too. But is it going to be a fun story? Could be. If they're making a real family kids movie, that's fine. I have no problem with that. Just make a good one, right? You have any
All
opinions
right,
on the new Ghostbusters coming up, George?
My concern is that the original Ghostbusters, no one was expecting to see what they saw on the screen.
No.
And
Yeah.
while they were laughing, um, almost having a heart attack and fits of crying in that, the actual movie itself was a 100% horror story.
It was. It was.
I mean, if you remove some the humor, which is just nicely sprinkled throughout the movie, uh, or edit out the humor or the punchlines, it's 100% horror story.
Yeah.
In today's age, if they try to do something like that, everyone's expecting a Saw movie or one of those Nun movies or something Insidious and stuff like that. We're already inundated with such horror stories that are coming out in the buckets.
Well, it's
I
always been the
yeah.
easiest format to make a movie in.
Yeah,
It's been.
it's going to be quite a challenge, especially when you have only half the cast of the originals. Slated to appear. One passed away, the other one sounds like he's not interested.
Bill Murray, yeah, he's a
Yeah,
All right.
he's been a pain in the butt forever. I don't understand why Hollywood even bothers with him anymore. He's just one of the ultra complainers in Hollywood. The guy's just a whinger. But the thing it's interesting you say because you're right. Ghostbusters actually had a lot of horror elements, and it is a horror. But I also see the movie as this: if you take away all the aspects of, a group of people, in this case, men trying to start their own business, and et cetera, et cetera, all the points that you guys know, we all know Ghostbusters. But at the core of that movie, for me, it's a love story. And this is something that the remake of the Ghostbusters 2016, which is the infamous 2016 Ghostbusters, but that's the thing they missed completely in that movie was the love story. It's actually anti-love story in a way. And of course, there's many aspects of Ghostbusters, like the cartoon and things that had nothing to do with that. I get it, but I'm talking about the original Ghostbuster movie. It's a love story. I mean, am I the only person that sees that?
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, it did have a love element to it, but it just didn't scream as much as the horror element or even the comedy.
Right.
No, I get you.
The love element was like story plotline B
Yeah, I don't feel that way.
or
I,
C
f-
or C.
I felt it was the core of the movie and everything was built around it. Actually, boy meets girl, girl gets in trouble, boy saves girl. I mean, it's a story as old as time, right? And everything else for me is an element tacked onto it that made the movie just freaking phenomenal. But
Yeah.
that's just the way I look at it.
Yep.
Anyway, I guess enough of that, huh? Here's a very interesting story that I'm not sure anyone else even cares to know about, but I don't need the Hindi. Thank you very much. Now in Hindi, thank you. That's wonderful. Thank you. But the Sanskrit's kind of rather hard to read, by the way. But do I care about this at all, Denali?
Well, it's comic book, it's Game of Thrones, it's Superman, and all I could say is wow.
Yeah, I
It's
mean,
it's it's get- it's getting to the point where we don't even care
nope.
anymore. I mean, because we can't even trust the studio to actually give us a true Superman movie. It's like I think like what you mentioned before, they've forgotten what Superman it truly is, and today's writers and directors and all these people, they're
Bendis.
just ugh, right, Bendis. Um, they've forgotten what it is to write as Superman because they can't write him sincere. They forgot sincerity,
Hmm. And it's really too
and
bad because Henry Cavill, I think, was a great looking Superman.
Oh, totally.
Yeah.
He has the look
Yeah.
and the physique for that iconic look.
But here's the thing: Kit Harington as Superman, Jon Snow, right? No, no,
right,
you're out. You lost your damn mind. No, this is
Oh,
literally
it's
going the
it's
opposite direction of what Superman should be and look like and feel like.
it's right up there with Nicolas Cage.
Yeah, another oddball thing. Now that might have been if if Burton and Kevin Smith had been able to pull that off and actually make it, it could have been an interesting movie, but it wouldn't have been Superman, right? And the Kid
yeah,
Harrington as what? It's weird. It's weird. Even like in the TV show, very popular TV show with Dean Cain. When we first saw that, it was like, huh? Asian Superman? But actually, he pulled off Superman pretty well as far as his acting goes and his character he portrayed. But it threw you off a little bit. But honestly, this throws me more. Kit
I think
Harrington,
I think they're going to try to do a Superboy more than a Superman,
maybe, maybe.
because there's no way this actor has the charm or the physique
Mm-mm.
or the stature of the Man of Steel, the stature of Christopher Reeve
Yeah,
and
no, exactly.
Henry Cavill, or heck, even the older Superman, George
Oh,
Reeves,
George Reeves. Oh,
and
George was awesome.
yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, and the actor before that, I forgot his name. Oh, darn it, the serial, black and white serial, who was the first portrayer of Superman on screen. He had a physique as well.
Yeah.
I mean, a terrific physique.
Yeah,
They
no,
were all 6 feet plus. Christopher Reeve was like 6'3", 6'4", wasn't he?
Oh, yeah, no, he's a big guy, and he portrayed Superman wonderfully. Henry Cavill is in my opinion, the best
Mm,
looking Superman they've ever had. Actually, it's just too bad they went with brooding, sad Superman instead of the ray of hope that he is.
yeah,
Right?
you're
Yeah.
thinking, and it's Kurt uh Allen with a Y.
Kurt Allen. That's it. Yes,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
but
that's the name.
no, my Supermans.
the simple comment to this is no. No, no. I'm not hating on Kit Harington either. I like him in his role as Jon Snow. I think he's cool in it. But no, man, no way. Come on. Are you kidding me? You know what I'd rather see them do? Instead of trying to keep continually patch together their universe, which is they've actually absolutely dropped the ball on and failed completely. Instead of doing that, you know what? Give us an Elseworld version of Superman. Just do something aside, right? Give us a Superman Red Sun, or give us a Superman where he gets captured by the American government and he's all scrawny and stuff. Tell us that story. Give us an Elseworld Superman, something interesting we can enjoy just one off, because this universe thing they're trying to build is failed completely, guys. Just give it up, and do something different with it. I'd much rather see an Elseworld Superman than you trying to reboot him again. I mean, what do you guys think about that?
My opinion is, yes, they failed in Superman and in Batman, but they succeeded in Wonder Woman and Aquaman.
Yeah, but
And
not really though, man. I mean, Wonder
oh,
Woman
so
was a mediocre movie. I mean, let's be fair. Everyone wants to get up and claim, "Oh, it's a wonderful." No, it isn't. It's wonderful in comparison. It's quite mediocre, actually. And Aquaman is the same. It's an hour too long. It's full of unnecessary stuff. It's just a little silly popcorn movie that has nothing to do with Aquaman.
well, but here's the thing regarding Wonder Woman and Aquaman. They hit upon all the nostalgia points that everyone expects of these two
Yeah,
characters. I mean, and in terms of Aquaman, he rode a giant seahorse
he did.
right out of the '60s cartoon.
But
How
what I'm trying
perfect
to say,
was that?
George, is those are one-off movies, and that's cool. But trying to patch this universe idea they have together, it's done in my opinion. They've failed at it. If they and therefore they should do more of these one-off movies like the Wonder Woman, which I know they were trying to tie in it, but it's one-off, right? And the Aquaman is absolutely one-off. That has no connection at all to anything they've made. It's completely separated, and that's fine. Continue doing that. Don't try to reboot your reboot. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I see your point. It does make sense. At the end of the day, they could just take a playbook out of Marvel, where they just did uh, soft reboots, I think it's called, or subtle reboots. I mean, how many times did they do the Hulk? Was
It's
it
true.
two or three times
Yeah, yeah,
before
that's true.
before they brought him into the full cinematic universe?
Hmm.
I mean, they could just pull that off in
Actually,
terms of what they've done with Wonder Woman and Aquaman. They just continue. I mean, they're not even going to bring forward the Flash. I mean,
probably not.
right now they're having a hard time with Superman, and that's just the tip of the iceberg.
Well, the problem with the Flash was it wasn't interesting. It was kind of annoying in the movie. And Ezra Miller, he's another one of these Hollywood actors that cannot keep their mouth shut, right? It's kind of like the
Yep.
Poe Dameron guy. What's his name again?
Oscar Isaac.
Yeah, dude can't shut his damn mouth. Brie Larson, they can't shut their mouth. Kathleen Kennedy, they can't shut up. Just shut up and make money. God, man, how hard is that?
Hard, apparently.
Obviously. And Nick says, don't listen to Chester. Nick is enjoying giving me a hard time today. Still love you, Nick. Now
Hi, everybody.
this
Don't
news,
listen to Chester.
don't listen to Chester. Yeah. This news is really weird. Go ahead, Denelli.
Chris Hemsworth to play Hulk Hogan in biopic directed by Todd Phillips.
Huh? What? Why? I don't
Like
get
I,
it. I don't get it. I don't get it. What? I don't know what to think, actually. It's not good or bad. Huh?
Thor to
Uh,
play Hulk Hogan by the director of
It's do,
Hangover.
do we want a Hulk Hogan biopic? I don't or excuse me, biopic. I what?
oh, good gosh, I am just as stunned. I mean, I had to take a spit take on this.
Yeah, I
Wow.
don't know what to say. It's not bad. It's not good. It's just why? It's literally some of the most bizarre news I've seen in weeks. I don't get it. It's not bad. It's not a bad thing. There's nothing negative here.
Hulk
It's just
Hogan's going to talk about how he did the lawsuit and broke fake news about over sex tapes.
someone needs a paycheck, brother.
Somebody needs a paycheck. Yeah.
Yeah, no, that's probably true. But I, I, hmm, I don't know. Okay, next. That's about all I can say about that. Let me see. Did I cover this? I covered. Okay, good. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. Now this way, I'm going to come back to this because this we can spend a little time. Just pop through these next two ones real quick here. Um,
All right.
Now this one right here, I brought these two up, so I'll cover them real quick, Denali.
Okay.
This says did from CBR, did Gwyneth Paltrow just spoil her Avengers Endgame role again? Well, basically, she's not going to do any more. She's out as far as she's concerned, and she said that she just feels too old to be putting on the suit and such. And there she's out. So the suit, and therefore she's talking about rescue, and of course we've already knew that they were going to have rescue in the movie, and I think that's completely fine. What's wrong with that? Gwyneth Paltrow's she's kind of a troublesome lady, but in the Marvel universe she's fine. Her character is cool, and rescue is cool too. You guys have any opinion on that whatsoever?
Bye,
I,
Wendy.
I don't see it. I mean, she's just a secondary character, and she says, "Well, I'm out. I'm out. Okay, great, go." I mean, we're there to see Robert Downey Jr.
It seems so. Robert Downey had done a really good job with Iron Man, sticking to MCU. Who else has done as good a job? People seem to enjoy Chris Hemsworth as Thor, and I think he's fine. He's done a fine job. I just think those movies they didn't do as much as they could have done with it. How about Evans as Captain America? Does he embody Captain America? People seem to think so. I don't know how much I care. I think so, but
Oh yes, he
he
does.
seems to be
He
popular.
does.
Ant-Man, I liked him as that Ant-Man. I like the Ant-Man movies. I think they're cool. Who else has done a really good job? I mean, truly embodying the character, you think?
Mark Ruffalo is
The Hulk?
Bruce
Yeah,
Banner.
no, not
Yeah.
bad, not bad. Yeah. Um, I think the dude who did T'Challa, I think it was okay, but it's
I think he was
yeah.
T'Challa in Civil War, but he wasn't T'Challa in his actual Black Panther
Yeah, that's
movie.
fair. That's fair. But truly embodying the character, I know. I think it comes down to Robert Downey and Iron Man. He's the one who really, really pulled it off, kind of like Hugh Jackman and Wolverine. And the interesting thing with
Hmm.
Hugh Jackman is, from a comic book fan's point of view, when they announce Hugh Jackman, it's like, huh? I mean, it's not as weird as Chris Hemsworth doing Hulk, but it's like, huh? But damn, he pulled it off,
Well,
man.
he was what, a 6'4", six
Oh, way
five
too big. Yeah.
Australian music uh, actor who last role was a musical
Oh well,
playing.
you need to add the word in there, musical dandy. We need to have that
Yes,
adjective. It's kind of important.
musical. Yes, musical D&D.
Yeah, no, yeah. But he pulled it off. Boy, did he pull it off. Wonderful. That Logan movie where they ended his involvement with Wolverine. That's in my opinion maybe the best superhero movie ever made. And just aside from that, it's a wonderfully awesome movie. Not even putting it
You
in a genre.
you do realize that all the X-Men movies, since the very first one, if you string them along, all it is just one huge super duper Wolverine story.
It is. You're right. Absolutely. Yeah. Because the other characters couldn't pull anything up. They had no charisma. They had nothing to add. I mean, now, of course, I'm talking about front characters, side characters, background characters like, Patrick Stewart, with Magneto Charles Xavier in both versions of the story. Those guys are wonderful. I think they did a good job. But they're the backdrop. They're setting the story for the action that's happening in the front, and none of them stepped up and gave anything close to what Hugh Jackman did. So rock on, and Miss Paltrow, enjoy your sabbatical, because I'm sure they'll pull you back for cameos, and I hope you enjoy being in an armor suit and being rescue. You'll have fun. I'm sure. I'm sure you did.
Yep.
So next, now this one here, it was a little bit, and then we go back to the other one, which is a much longer conversation. This is another one I put up, and I'll just cover it. And you guys, chime in as you like. The Dragon
Okay.
Prince redeems Netflix's past LGBT failures in season 2. Now, as if Netflix fails anything, because as we all know, Netflix has tons of progressive stuff, tons and tons of it, right? Now they also have stuff that isn't that way, which is cool, right? But they complain because it isn't enough. It has to be everything. It has to be everything, right? They're just these whingers that don't shut up, right? Now here's the thing about the Dragon Prince that I don't know if you guys have watched this or paid attention to it, but this is an animated series on Netflix. It has 2 seasons, 19 episodes to be particular, I think. And this is what I have to say about this. This story has every single solitary SJW talking point you can imagine. Every single one. And I watched all 19 episodes, by the way. It has every single one. Every one. They didn't miss one. Right. This season they focused on the fact that this orphan queen, her parents, her lesbian mother parents, for somehow who made a child. I don't know, magic maybe. The thing about it is, even though it has all those SJW points, it's not attacking or preaching to you. It's just the world they live in, and the story that is happening has nothing to do with that at all. The story is really well written. It's a really good show. The art is insanely good animation. This is a wonderful show, and the reason I chose to bring this up today is because this is a perfect example of how you do that, right? If you want to insinuate your
But that's how they
politics,
failed. But that's how they failed.
but they didn't fail because they didn't. The SJWs don't like it because they didn't preach and yell and scream at all the horrible Nazis in the world.
But that's how
True,
they failed.
true.
That's exactly how they failed. That's the whole point of this article. You're not putting it up front. You're not making us feel superior by lecturing us.
True. But from my point of view, a normal human being, what I'm saying is this is how you do that. And it's really well
Yeah.
done. It's really well done. This is an absolutely excellent show, and you should check it out. This is the writing, everything involved with it. It's a really good show, really good story. And I've watched several of the Netflix original animated stuff, and some of it's okay, some of it's kind of crap, as is everything with Netflix. But this is one of the best things I think I've ever seen them produce, actually. Like I said, it has every SJW trope you can imagine in it, and it's still good. So that's why I brought this up. Do you guys have any opinion whatsoever on the Dragon Prince?
I've tried to watch it. I have Netflix. I tried to watch it. It had a lot of interesting stuff. I really didn't focus in on the personal stuff. I focused in on the adventure that they had, which was really good. In fact, the dragon, the birth of the dragon with the egg, the struggles that they have had. I mean, these are all very nicely put universal stories.
Yes.
And I see your point. I do now, in retrospect, see your point about all the feminists' agenda or the SJW agenda,
Yeah.
preaching all that stuff. Yeah, it's in there, but they don't make it a point to point it out. It's just an element in the story.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's wonderful.
Yeah.
That kind of thing is, and people will gravitate to it, or they won't. But you're not going to push it on them. You're not going to preach it to them. And people are really turned off on getting preached at.
That's right. How about you, Denali? You check this one out?
No, I didn't bother with it. I saw the trailers and all the stuff, and I'm like, not for me. It's not. It's not. It's clearly not for me. So
Okay.
why am I going to force myself watching something that's going to make me unhappy?
Yeah, well, I get you. But I loved it, especially following the story of the main character. What's his name here? Oh goodness, I can't remember his name offhand. But the main character.
Shows you how much impressed you that you
No,
can't
no,
even remember
no.
the main character.
I'm horrible with names, dude. But no, I enjoyed this a lot. I recommend this for sure. And even though it has all that stuff, and John Dillard is in here being as toxic as usual. Thanks, John. Um, and March Hare's in here says, "Ahoy!" Well, ahoy to you. Dark Admiral, Trusty Kai Psychic is in here. I love the Dragon Prince. It has
Several,
Securial, huh? Several
several.
alumni from Avatar working on it, so you know it's good. Yeah, no, absolutely, it's stunningly good. Actually, it's really really good, and looks like frou frou sissy stuff. John is really, uh, really pissed off today. I don't know why, John, but
Go,
have some
John.
coffee or something, John.
Stop wasting time. Go keep selling the Tales from Beyond the Gate.
Yeah, John, what are you doing, John? John.
Yeah,
But
John.
no, it does have Avatar people on. You're right. And it's really cool. I love it. It's just the animation. Damn, it's really good. But like I said, this is a good example of how to do that without ticking people off. Right? Now, you might see it and not like that and not be comfortable with that, not want your kid to watch it. The complaint I do have about this show is I wish it was made for adults instead of family, because this is a family, not kids, a family show. And that's fine. I get that, the appeal and stuff. But boy, if they had made this adult, this thing would have been badass. But
But that's something we kind of argue about as well because there's not really a lot of shows that are geared for family.
no, no, I'm just saying that it would have been cool, is all. But it's
Okay.
fine as it is. I love this show. And
Hmm.
the only problem I guess you might have as a person is if you don't want there is one little side of the story it's a small little story in one, and this is why the SJWs are upset because they didn't make it a standard theme. It was just one episode that really talked about it. This that queen and her lesbian moms, right? If this is something you don't want your children watching, well, okay, I understand that, but it is literally one episode. Everything else is just kind of you got to have one of every color, and got to have the black lead. You can't have people white man with a woman of the same color, etc., etc. It's just the typical SJW nonsense, but it doesn't hurt the story. Although it is a bit odd to see a bunch of black dudes running around in medieval armor. It just doesn't it isn't right. It doesn't look right. And it's the thing that's always interested me that when I say one of every color, I should say they have to make sure there's plenty of black people around, right? Because in truth, where are all the Asians? Where's the Indians? And I mean India Indians. Where are the Middle Easterners? Where are these other racial groups? I mean, you're so interested in showing us diversity. Well, show us diversity then, because they didn't. This is basically white and blacks, and that's it. And then some, elven non-human things. But it's
Well,
like,
it's easy optics. Technically speaking, it's easy optics.
yeah, no, I get it. I get it.
That's another. But I looked for that. What you just described, I looked for that in the story. I was wondering the same thing. I go, well, this is unusual.
It is
There's
odd.
only a set number of characters from different races, and it just sparked a question in me. It's like, where's the rest of the humanity?
Yeah. I mean, either do it or don't, right? Either keep it as it should be, was it's a white European story because they're white Europeans, or do it. I mean, go there, have everything in it. Go there, right? It's kind of like the BBC doing that story where they had Achilles as a black dude. And it's like, yeah, no, dude, no. Achilles is very clearly described in the Iliad at what he looks like. It's very clear. We know exactly what it looks like. He's blonde, blue-eyed guy, right? But no, no, you got to do that because my diversity, right? But the thing is why half-ass it? If you're gonna do it, right? If you're gonna have every bit
Yeah.
of humanity, go for it. That would actually be better, I think, instead of the obvious token, because that's what it comes down to. It comes down to tokenism, which I think is more insulting. But hey, What do I know? As John Diller, I'm sure will correct me. Chester doesn't know what he's talking about, and he does. Oh, here we go. Ask and you shall receive. John Diller, Game the System, says Chester says black people in movie has bad optics. No, actually, George said that. Let's make sure who you're blaming here. All right. But anyway, let's move on from that. But my point overall is it's really good. If you like this kind of thing, you should go check it out, man. And I forget who mentioned it, but it does have the Avatar people, and we know how amazing that was. Not Korra. Korra wasn't well done, but Avatar was amazingly well done. Let's come
All
back down
right.
here. Now this right here, I got off of CBR, and it's Marvel Comics complete solicitations for May 2019. And I thought it'd be kind of cool to take a look at what's coming out. And they have product shipping here for all these months, which we can go check out. But I just want
Subject
to
to be canceled at any time.
True. This is true. This is true. But I just thought we'd look through this page of what's coming out in May. And kind of interesting. They have Savage Avengers #1. Now, this could be cool or it could be absolutely ridiculous. Conan is going to be joining the Avengers in a modern era with the Punisher, Elektra, Wolverine, Venom, and I don't know who this lady over here in the tie is. Um, I'm not sure who that's supposed to be. Brother Blood? Oh, sorry, wrong company. But what do you guys think about Conan joining the Avengers in a book?
Well, yeah, they did. What if Conan was in the 1970s, back in the What If?
Yeah, yeah,
It was a really great story. I mean, it brought the humanity of Conan into the modern day age, where he actually sheer strength flipped a Volkswagen, which was a wonderful set piece in terms of just how strong he is compared to, say, Spider-Man flipping a Volkswagen. But again, they had also Red Sonja come into the modern age with teaming up with Spider-Man,
yeah.
and
I
then they
remember that.
had was it the same bad guy that was in the Red Sonja Spider-Man story? He made it into the present and made a big stink with the X-Men,
Who? Oh, who is that?
and I forgot his name. He It wasn't Tulsa Doom.
Oh, it was one of the
It,
wizards. Yeah, I can never remember his name either, and
yeah,
it sucks because he's got such a cool name, actually.
yeah,
But I never
and
remember that.
that's right. And so they already have played the whole Sumerian characters coming into the modern age. So if they're going to play this, great. Conan will be a wonderful raw version of Wolverine, how Wolverine should be, or should have been, or was.
And
Uh,
and keep
uh,
in and keep in mind that the Conan the Barbarian and Savage Conan that's coming out currently from Marvel are both great. And they're both pure Conan. There's no nonsense at all. It is pure Conan. So hoping this book will follow that same line. And this looks almost like an X-Force type of team they got here. This is a hit squad. This is a killer team. This isn't go solve the problem diplomatically. This is murder stuff. Sorry, I almost swore.
Yep.
But that could be really cool. Yeah, yeah. And
Murder She Wrote.
oh no, 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 God no. March here says I think that's Brother Voodoo. Yeah, it probably is, dude. Um, Trusty Sidekick says cash grab. Okay. John Dillon Gaming System has something. Let's see. I wonder if this will be interesting. Conan will stuff his pure girthy masculinity into the narrow canal of SJW Avengers. There will be blood. Damn, John.
Ouch.
oh,
Ouch.
That's
subtle
some hard. That's
metaphors.
some hard. That's really deep and hard there,
Oh,
Diller.
don't encourage him, Denali. Damn. All right, moving on down the line here. I got some more
Yeah.
pics of Savage Conan. I think it's cool. I'm looking forward to it, just because the Conan, the Barbarian, and the Savage book are really good. So I'm looking forward to it because I was afraid they were going to ruin Conan, but they didn't. They've done a good job with it. Oh, look, wonky armed Elektra. Oof, that is wonky. That is not a good piece of art. No,
Yeah.
no, not a good piece of art. Anyway,
Her
and they
her
have.
arm is long.
Oh, look at all the variant covers, of course. All right,
Which is a
next.
problem.
What is this?
Mm,
There's a Jotun,
Ice Giants.
Thor,
Ice.
Luke Cage looking
Cap.
afraid, which is not Luke Cage at all. He usually has to be
Wolverine.
held back from doing stupid stuff. Um, wow, Iron Fist is in a horrible. Oh my God, that's a horrible. Whatever. Oh, look at the CG Loki. What do you think? You loving teen Loki in the
Let's keep
comics?
moving on.
Okay,
Let's just
so
keep moving on.
all right, fine. It's so dumb, right?
Yeah, nothing to
Cosmic
see.
Daredevil. Too bad Booster isn't here, holding a sword. And of course, this is War of the
Uh,
Realms, right?
ew.
Yeah, another doing two crossovers at the same time. Marvel, more money for the buck. What? No, unbelievable. But everything's magical now. Yeah. War of the Realms #4. Well, 2 in 1 month, or probably four actually. Maybe they're doing weeklies, huh? Here's another thing we
At
have.
$4.99 a piece. Two
Who,
for $10. You're making a steal on that.
who is the lady, the blonde lady over here? Who is she supposed to be? You think?
I have no clue.
Anybody? Give me an idea what you guys think. I'm not sure who she is. Of course, we have the absolutely disgusting looking She-Hulk.
Wait a minute,
Whatever.
is that the goddess from Shira or He-Man?
I'm not sure. I should know it. My brain is telling me you know this idiot. And Jason Arian, please stop. Okay. But yeah, I don't know who it is. Someone help me. But these are more War of the Realms, Strike Force. This is the Dark Elf Realm #1.
Lady Frey?
Lady Free?
Frida?
No, she should be black haired. But I don't know. Maybe someone knows. But just looking at some images here, ooh, we have another one. Look at Captain Britain all bearded out. It's not even a good beard. We have this Wolverine Hulk thing, Winter Soldier, Venom. Ooh, prominently in the front, Captain Marvel. At least she looks somewhat female, even though she's got kind of a teenager body. Lady Sith looks more womanly. Oh goodness, I don't know. Whatever. War of the Realms Strike, folks. The War Avengers. Wow, they just got a ton of books coming out for this, don't they? Um, hey, we got Cap with an axe. That's interesting. Axe and shield. We got Spider-Man with a shield for some reason. Wolverine, very nice. Luke Cage is another piece of art for that. Land of Giants. Ooh. Um, yeah. Oh God, no. That's no. Baltar is over here. They have a lot of Thor
All right,
characters
you're
here.
hurting me.
I am hurting
Keep
you, and
moving
I'm
on.
doing it intentionally. Ooh, Cosmic Daredevil. Ooh, Cosmic Daredevil. Okay.
I have the power.
Lady Sif.
Uh,
Yeah. They have look how
sorry.
many titles they have for this War of the Realms, dude. So many titles, man. What are
And
they?
notice that they're all $5 a
Yes,
piece.
they're very expensive. Yes, and but they are 40 pagers. This is a Cthulhu-esque thing going on here with Punisher. That could be interesting, actually. Punisher #2. Um, they got Silk, an absolutely failed character, completely failed, but nope, you got to keep pushing it.
Your
I,
Asian version of Avengers, the Asian Avengers.
I kind of wish they had done her right because it would have been cooler. Yeah, no, you have Agents of Atlas guy here, Cho. You have Bro Hulk or Yogurt Hulk. I don't know who this girl is, but yeah, it's the Asian version. Yeah, which is not a bad thing. That could be cool. Let me see here, more
Was that
pictures.
Shang-Chi?
Yeah,
Uh,
Shang-Chi,
Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah,
the
Shang-Chi.
new Agents of. You went too fast. Go.
I'm
What's it
sorry.
called?
New
Go up.
Agents of Atlas. You want me to go back up to this one? Sure.
No. I'm saying go to the title.
Oh, I see. No, that would be underneath it. I hadn't got there yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, here you go. New Agents of Atlas. Yeah, which I'm actually a fan of the Agents of Atlas. I have the omnibus on that actually. I kind of enjoyed that story. But this is no relation. This is a Asian Atlas gang with Cho is what it looks like. Which I don't know. It could be cool though. But they did do. I did read a book that had several of these characters in them. That wasn't very good though. Let me continue down here. Ooh, it's Miles Morales and characters I have no clue who are at
The
all.
champions.
Journey into Mystery. Yeah, I don't know these people at all. Okay. All right. Coming down. Oh, look, it's the old Ghost Rider with them as well. Yay. I don't know these people at all. Okay, moving it out. Ooh, it's Old Man Logan because no, it's not. It's Sabretooth.
Nope. Yep.
Ooh, hold on a second.
Old
Uncanny
Man Saber
X-Men.
too.
Old Man Sabretooth, yeah. But damn, now maybe. Um, so many titles, dude. And this is all War of the Realms, right? We have
Yep.
anime version of the Asgardians here. We have the I don't know what you are. We have 4V and
Fantastic.
F. What are this? What? It's a weird art style. It might be good though.
Well, number 4, that's Sue. The V is, the fake Fantastic Fours that took over when they disappear, and the Fantastic Four, which is extended four. So there you go.
Okay, thank you. New Asians of Atlas. Oh, there you go, Nick. That was clever. Yeah. Sorry, I was rubbing one out to training home. Damn it, Christopher. All right. Venom. Carnage. Ooh,
You
that's
walked
not.
into that one.
I know I did. This is not a bad looking a piece of Carnage art, man. Look at that. That's pretty. Venom number 14. At least the War of the Realms thing is done. I don't know. Interesting. Giant Man number 1 and 2. Wow, they're bringing Giant Man back. Looks like
The
all the
different,
Giant Men.
yeah,
Huh.
Atlas, Ant-Man, well, whatever.
Oh, look. Valkyrie, the original Valkyrie, and that dude who I can
There you
never
go.
remember his name
It is Then it is Valkyrie.
is the original Valkyrie, yeah.
Yeah, but you were talking about you should know that person, so that was Valkyrie in the earlier one.
Was it though?
Yeah.
Maybe,
Oh
maybe,
wow.
maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe you're right. Yeah, as Guardians of the Galaxy. Okay. What? Who's this? What is this? What is okay, Thor, yay, Thor. Thor eating, yay, because everyone loved the shawarma scene. More of that. Alex Ross, though, of course. Um, Thor number 13 with no clue at all. Is this Squirrel Girl? Have they done
Yes.
a
Yeah.
remake on Squirrel Girl? Squirrel Girl? Is that what I'm seeing
This
here?
this is Squirrel Girl. See Squirrel Tail?
Dude, they have changed her look completely.
But that's a cover. That's just a cover.
It's true. It's true.
And then they'll
Moon Girl
surprise
and
you.
Devil Dinosaur. Let me see here. Cyclops, Miss
Back in the
Marvel.
fray.
I don't know the
With
Oh, look at that.
Vicky
Scroll down
Vision.
on Cyclops a little. Yeah, look at that. The obligatory leg patch
oh
with
bruh.
pouches that you don't know what's in them.
Uh, where do I see a pouch? Oh, these little.
It's in a leg strap.
I see it.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah, no, it's just custom design. I get it. And whatever. Some of the art's not bad. Some of it is bad. Champions number 5. It's just a lot of this is crap we don't like because the stories aren't good, right? Tony Stark Iron Man. Oh, wonderful, because there's more than one Iron Man, but this is the Tony Stark one. All right. Ooh, is that the Destroyer armor?
Believe so.
Blade. Get him, Blade. Avengers number 19. Hey, look, the Vulture fighting Peter, maybe. Amazing Spider-Man number 20. Whatever that means. Of course,
Was
the
it the
absolute.
Vulture? Or
Craven.
didn't he fight the Vulture in the Amazing Spider-Man original 20?
Maybe. I'm not sure. I know he was one of the early combatants of Spider-Man for sure, and this is a classic Vulture too, which I like. The art's not bad. It's interesting. This down here, though, what they have done with Craven is ridiculous. They've turned him. It's not Craven. It's really ticks me off what they did with Craven. Actually, leave him dead. His death was beautiful. Damn it. Oh, all right. Someone wasn't following the game plan. This is actually a sexy black cat. That's a nice looking black cat. Someone's going to get in trouble for that. How dare you
Wait,
feminize a female?
I wonder if that's Stanley Liu, which is Art Art Germ.
Art germ, maybe.
It looks like yeah,
Humberto Ramos, variant color TBA to be announced. We haven't said who's doing it though, but Francis Yu. But it's a beautiful black cat. Wow, and I'm not gonna be able to get through all of this, guys. It would just take too long. But
yeah,
oh, look at that, Alex Ross, Captain America, wanted for murder, of course, because he's a horrible human, and
and he's
Ta-Nehisi
on a
says to
baseball
destroy
cap.
him. Yeah.
It doesn't work. You know why? Because I spot Chris Evans in a baseball cap and called him out on it.
Did you?
7.99. Yeah.
Okay, now hold on a second. Look at this absolutely horrible cover art for Marvel. Look at this. Look at this. Who put this on out as a piece of cover art for Marvel? I mean, really?
That's
Namor. Well, Namor's gotten a bit hairier. Alien, Hulk, being Hulk. Yeah, I just don't have the time to go through all this. Ooh,
yeah.
Hulk Smasher armor. Yeah, dude. Immortal Hulk, Avengers. This is the $1 things they do. The Incredible
Yeah.
Hulk. This is once again one of those reprints which they charge way too much money for. Invaders. I liked Invaders. This is Roy Thomas, right? Invaders.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's cool. More old stuff. More old stuff. Wow, a lot of it. Look at the old power pack, man. I haven't heard them in a long time, right? Look at all this old stuff they're coming out with. Oh, no way. No way. They're reprinting the Kraven's Last Hunt again?
Yep.
Really?
Yep.
Wow. What If starring Spider-Man? That's not Spider-Man. That's
Spider-Girl.
Must be a Gwen Stacy thing. Whatever. Damn, how many titles are they putting out a month, man?
About 200.
Yay, female Vulture, because we need that. Whatever this thing, I forget what they call her. Doctor
Spider-Gwen.
Strange. Yeah, Spider-Gwen. Yeah, whatever. I don't. Shivago? No. Meet the Skrulls. Okay. Hela's important because she's gonna take out she's gonna take out Star-Lord. Yeah. Okay.
Okay. You're giving me motion sickness. I think you need to stop.
No, I will not stop. I just can't believe how many titles they put out. I mean, I can't believe it, dude.
Humor me for a moment. All this is coming out in the same month?
Yes.
Yes.
This is a single
supposedly.
month. Now, this is why I wanted to run through it,
subject
guys.
to be canceled.
Yeah,
Sorry,
of course.
What was that again?
It says subject to be canceled.
Yay, Shuri, who we don't care about it at all. All right, yay. She killed her brother. Yay. Is that Machine Man? But I mean, the reason I want to show it was, I mean, look at this, guys. Look how many titles they're coming out with, and how many of them are people actually reading? How many of them are at the way bottom, right? It's like, damn, Marvel. I mean, how many titles are we looking at here? 80?
Again, we do about 200 a month.
No way. 200? This isn't 200.
Yeah.
But it's way too much, Marvel. Way too much. How about quality over quantity? How about that? And we're still not done. I'm still scrolling. My
yeah,
goodness.
but they're showing a lot of it. It's just variant art.
True, but each title is a book. Title. These are all books, right? Ooh, hold on a second. X-23, Laura. Title. Look at them all. Title, jeez. Wow, man. And that is the month of May for you guys, right? Month of May. craziness.
Subject to change at any time.
Subject to change at any time. Yeah, okay. Anyway, guys, I just wanted to cover that because one, there's a few things in there that might look interesting. You might want to go check it out because not everything in Marvel is bad. There's actually some really good stuff going on over there. But it's just like, what are you doing, Marvel? How could you possibly have that much? And I have people saying, make it stop, Chester, make it stop. No, we must suffer through it. Because I just don't understand how you put out that many titles. I mean, tighten it up. Like when DC came out with that New 52, which I understand people didn't like in the long run. I thought that was tight. 52 ish books a month, tight, right? And I don't understand this. Nearly 100 different comic books. It doesn't make any sense. Anyway. I'm over here on IndieCron, and of course, IndieCron is a sponsor of this channel, so we always want to mention it. And they got a lot of cool things. You guys can go and check out all the books that are coming out, and all the upcoming stuff as well. And of course, we have some new books we've been talking about. And coming up this Friday, we actually have the Veil War. The creator Draken, who's the creator of that book, good-looking project. He's going to be on FanSpeak. We're going to talk to him about that. There are a lot of projects here. And we come through, and then we come up to, oh, look at that. Tales from Beyond the Gate. It's up to over $3,000. We do appreciate all that. Of course, as you guys know, many of us here on FanSpeak and throughout the community are involved in this book. This is a community joint effort. So if you're, please go over and check it out and support us. Back us. This is a true indie revival book that has so many people involved. So please go and do that. Please do. Check out IndieCron and make use of it because it is an extremely good resource. Nevertheless, let me come over here and bring it back to just the panel. So, what do you think, Tonelli? We have some interesting stories today.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
But to be serious, I'm just so reeling from all that. A lot of those books, you can tell already, and I hate to say it, but you can tell that they're just pumping it out. There's no really quality control to it, and you're asking us to pay $5 to $7 for those. It doesn't matter if it's 40 pages or 24 pages if the story is crap.
It's true.
And right now, they're not filling me with confidence that they're worth that much money. Why am I excited to see over 50 titles, for characters that they're not really following, for stories that I don't really care about, and for a high price point that I really don't want to pay, at the end of the day.
No,
so
fair point.
All that page did gave me a headache and said, you know what? I could do without Marvel.
Well, that was I don't know about do without Marvel, but that was my intention. That's why I wanted to cover that. I wanted to get through that entire page. It's insane how many books they're putting out. And I took time before and went through that entire article at a normal pace instead of just ripping through half of it like I did. And the thing is, less than half of those books are any interest to me at all. Less than half, right? It's like you're wasting ink, man. I just can't believe they're doing that. Anyway, George, thank you very much for joining us today. Again, we're happy to have you. Why don't you tell the folks where they can find you, man?
GeorgePeterGadzis.com. You can catch everything that I do there. You can go. It'll take you directly to my YouTube channel and Instagram channel. And in about a week or so, I'll be coming out with my own Indiegogo project called Joe King, which this our illustration here is one of the panels in the comic book.
Cool. Yes, and I personally had a say actually in the actual cover of the book. You know why? Because I pointed something out and he changed it.
I did. I fell for the Disney phallic symbol, and I didn't see it until this gentleman here, ladies and gentlemen out there, pointed it out to me in ridicule, and I took it and I said, "Thank you. I want some more."
You're welcome. Harsh ridicule is always necessary. Absolutely. Uh, but thanks a lot for coming on, George. And of course, George does have Joking coming out and yeah, on Indiegogo, so definitely check that out. And we'll have him over here to
So it's
talk about
featured on the Indicron. I have to point out,
Yeah.
a wonderful resource, quite a wonderful resource.
Absolutely. And we'll have George come over and talk more about that. When is the launch, by the way?
At the end of the month.
End of the month. And we'll have George come back and talk about more of
on
that.
on the 28th, I believe.
Sweet, dude. Awesome. There's a few projects going to be coming out later this month, and then of course when we get into March, April, May, things are going to heat up for sure. Yeah, it's a lot of fun. Very interesting thing. And Chester is good at finding stuff like that. John Dillard says, "Yes, I am. Actually, I notice stuff. I pay attention." But nevertheless, guys, we are going to come to the end of our show. Thank you very much. Keep in mind that in less than an hour, 49 minutes actually, over on Blacklist Universe, they are doing Drawn and Quartered Pro Edition. And of course, that is going to be a lot of fun. So definitely go over there and check that out. But other than that, I would ask most politely and with sure and true sincerity, Denali, take us out.
Well, everybody, thank you for joining us on this show. Catch us tomorrow for Comics News Today. And join us for the fan edition of Drawn and Quarter, which will be tomorrow night at 10 p.m. Eastern. Mm-hmm. But as always, your perception shapes your reality, so always make it a good one.
Namaste.
Good
Later,
night.
guys.
Aloha.